To answer your question, yes, we are two adult women. And yes, we love Bieber, and that's why we're publicly stalking him.
We're crazy.
Hey! Maybe he's what America needs. One nation under Biebs. We're gonna be two less lonely girls. We're gonna be two less lonely girls. We love Justin Bieber, and let us be clear, we're not being ironic at all.
Hosted by Corinne Fisher and Rosebud Baker.
Welcome back everybody, to Two Less Lonely Girls.
I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Rosebud Baker.
I was like, Rosebud, you're going to have to look at me.
I
was like, I don't know you that well that I can feel when you're going to talk from the side.
You can't be like, look at me. Such a weird way to start the episode. Look at me.
Rosebud, can you make eye contact?
I know.
We decided to sit comfortably, so we're now on different pieces of furniture
we're both staring at the same wall, not at each other.
Across my apartment. Well, it's like we're in a long-term relationship.
It really is. We're alone together.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. So you guys have been hounding us. Would I say hounding? Sure, I could say hounding. You guys have been hounding us.
Why wouldn't you be able to say that? Is it dog shaming?
It's dog shaming. You guys have been hounding us. You've been poking us. You've been DMing us.
Yeah.
Basically letting us know you need our thoughts on the Taylor Swift Scooter Braun controversy. I spoke on it a little bit last week. Corinne is not up to...
Rosebud has called a press conference.
Yes, I did. I let people know my first initial thoughts the day that it dropped.
Right.
And
what was your initial thought? I missed this somehow.
My initial thought was... First of all, why does Taylor Swift have a blog? She's a fucking billionaire.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that it was like her. Yeah, when it said blog, I was like, people just do it on Instagram now.
Yeah, I was like, grow up. Mm-hmm. You have a Tumblr account? Mm-hmm. Are you fucking kidding me?
That is weird.
It is so weird. Yeah. I'm like, you're not 13.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like JoJo Siwa's fucking blog, by the way. What is it?
Has like crayon rainbows on it.
It just look like I'm remembering are rainbows. It might not be rainbows, but it's colorful in a way that I'm like, I would guess it was written by a 16-year-old if it wasn't mentioning lawyers and shit.
Well, sometimes I guess you maybe drop down to the age of your fan base. You know how like you're only as old as the last person you fucked. Maybe you're only as old as the last person.
Is that a saying? Because if so,
yes, it is.
I'm 47. Because fuck.
Oh damn.
By the way, fucking a 47-year-old. If you guys haven't done it, get on it. It is a fucking good time.
Oh, tell me about it. My 48-year-old. Now ex-boyfriend, but yeah.
I mean, really, they know what the fuck they're doing.
It's good stuff.
Also, if a guy has a shitty Instagram, you know he can fuck.
Yeah, because he doesn't have time to do that. Oh, I get very concerned when I see someone who has like a male like with a well-curated Instagram. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
A man with a curated Instagram has no idea how his dick works or your pussy. He's never even looked at a fucking picture of it. You could send him a picture of your pussy bent over in a mirror and he would be like, is that the Grand Canyon? He would have no idea.
Oh my God.
At least my pussy, they'd be like, is that the Grand Canyon?
Wow. Anyway, trying to tell us something about your pussy.
I'm trying to tell you guys my pussy's wrecked.
I like because I'm just like, you repeated that in a way that like you wanted me to comment on it.
Well, I was like, I expected you to roast me, and then you didn't fucking pick up the thing. So I was like, all right,
I heard it, but I thought it was just a general joke about vaginas. I didn't know it was specifically Rosebud Baker's vagina.
It was a general joke about vaginas, and then I realized I set you up perfectly to roast me, and you dropped the ball.
Wow, that roasting is more your thing.
Yeah. Well, no, you're fucking good at it, bitch. You know
I
you are.
Judging roast battles. That's my favorite thing.
Because you're good at it. You still have to be good at roasting to judge a roast battle.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the only reason I stopped roasting is because, the real reason I kept roasting people who were way less Googleable than me, and they had way more content, and that's a shitty thing to have to say, but that's the truth. Like, there was no way I was able to win with, 500 episodes of my life available, articles, scandals. I'm like, what? I can't. I'm not gonna. Danny Palmer is not gonna be able. Well, I still took him down, but
I will say, I'll never forget that you helped me change that one roast joke about Ian Fidance, where I changed train to locomotive. You said locomotive, and I still remember the word change. Charlie, you son of a bitch. That's my fucking Red Bull.
Oh yeah, let me get a paper towel because I don't want the dogs.
Okay, we have to pause it. Charlie knocked over the Red Bull. That is keeping me alive.
Yeah, I was like, that wasn't a research break as much as it was a cleanup break.
It was a cleanup break.
We have both dogs in my apartment today, and things are falling.
I know. I had to bring Charlie because I went home really late last night and I accidentally set off the fire alarm trying to let my dog piss on the roof, and it scared Charlie so bad that now he won't go in the hallway. So. Anyway, I'm a great dog mom.
I also love that you're still exiting your apartment, but instead of going down, you just decide to go up.
Well, it's 5 floors down. It's 1 going up.
Right. No,
So-
I understand the logic, but
Logically, it works.
right. Is there like a drainage on the roof or the?
It might be going down people's chimneys. I'm really not even sure.
Oh, because I was like, or does the sun just like dry it up into the concrete? I mean, because honestly, New York smells like piss anyway.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I hope it does go down in my fucking neighbor's.
Well, I know that
chimneys.
one neighbor you wanted to go down. Your neighbor.
I can't believe she didn't wake up. I cannot believe it. That the sound of this alarm was earth shattering. It was.
Did
it
other people
scared
wake
the
up?
shit out of me. No,
Oh.
I was like, "Ah!" I thought it was gonna keep going. I just ran down the stairs, was like fumbling with my keys to get back in my apartment.
Oh, how did it stop? It just stopped.
It just stopped on its own.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, wild. Anyway, back to Scooter Braun and Taylor Swift. So that was my first initial thought was like, how the fuck are you, she's a Grammy award-winning artist, and she's gonna pretend like she didn't know that her music was getting sold to someone? Like, somebody gave you the fucking heads up. Somebody gave you the heads up, and maybe they didn't give you the proper heads up. Maybe there was a miscommunication. But to take this shit to a blog and act like you don't have a fucking high-powered lawyer is a plea for attention more than it is a way to solve the issue.
Right.
And I think that business-wise, like, from a business perspective, if this shit happened to you or I, like, we're going to go to our lawyers. We're not going to go on a blog and complain about it.
Right.
We're going to talk to our fucking lawyer, because if your music was taken without your consent, you can sue. Like, there's shit you can talk to a lawyer, and there's shit that you can do to remedy that.
Right. Well, the only thing is like Taylor is one of those artists who just has like a really high level of success with doing things guerrilla style because her fans are so fucking loyal. And so I think maybe like lawyers don't move fast enough, whereas the internet moves immediately.
Yeah.
And so maybe that was her thought to like, and you know, that's also, you know, it hurts Scooter Braun, hit him where it hurts, you know, because he has enough money that he could pay her like a lot of money to, you know, silence her or to make her feel better, appease her. Whereas if his reputation completely gets destroyed, that's a whole another thing. That's the only way. That's the only
As
other
a
way I can
manager,
think of it.
you don't want to come off a manager. You guys, if you're not in the entertainment industry, agents are one thing. Agents are kind of known for being like the business people, like the money.
Yeah.
They can be snakes. That's sort of their, you know, stereotypical reputation. But a manager is somebody who's supposed to look out for the well-being of the artist in the way that other artists do. Except they're on the business side. So the fact that a manager would get a reputation for taking advantage of an artist creatively, that ruins their rep and will fuck with the trust of their clients. And, you know, so yeah, I guess from that perspective, Corinne, I get it. Like, the going online and having that shit happen like immediately.
Right.
But it's also like, in terms of, it works very well on a selfish level and on an immediacy level, but I don't think it works. I don't think you're acting like a fucking professional by doing that.
No.
And I think it does tarnish your rep to go online and sell people out like that.
Well, I mean,
Even if they took advantage of you.
Yeah, it goes along with it, but knowing Taylor Swift, I'm not saying it's even right or wrong. It goes along with her personality. She's very much like, kind of Taylor Swift is call out culture.
Yeah.
Like, I really think, I mean, like, that's like her songs, her, like, you know, when she has a breakup, we know she's gonna like call it out pretty specifically in her next song. Like, she constantly talks, she's, you know, and in some ways it's great. And that's the thing with culture. Some ways it's great and powerful. And, you know, like, you know, when people cut her off on talk shows the way they so often do to women, or when that dude fucking grabbed her ass, she went to court and talked about, like, these are all great, you know, things that she does as part of her culture. But yeah, then it, you know, becomes the boy who cried wolf a little bit. It's like, oh, Taylor Swift's complaining again. And that's the problem with constantly complaining publicly.
Right. And also, like, you unknowingly, you kind of, like, yeah, you get that immediate win, but overall, I think you kind of lose, because when you're constantly pointing out other people's faults, you are, and ignoring your own part in the situation.
Right.
Which, because we're all equally responsible for creating the relationships that we're in. And I know some people are going to hear that and skew it and be like, well, but what about victim blaming? I'm not talking about victim blaming. I'm talking about taking advantage. I'm talking about taking advantage of your own adulthood by taking responsibility for the choices that you make. Like, in the situation where, you know, oh God, I always bring this up, but like, if in the situation where I got hit, I was desperate to like save a man who wanted no part in being with me, and I fully tried to control everything he did and manipulate the way he thought, and that was my part in the situation. Did I deserve to get hit? No. Right. But that's what I'm talking about. It's just responsibly looking at the patterns in your life and going, okay, how can I change this so that I'm not
that's
creating
why I constantly
this?
talk about how I will get hit one day and it'll be deserved. Not romantically.
It's not going to be deserved. You fucking psycho.
I mean, no, I'm saying not romantically.
What do you mean?
Someone's going to punch me in the face and I'll probably have had it coming.
Well, let me tell you something. As somebody who's had it done, it's not the worst thing in the world.
People are overdoing.
You lived through it. I've had massages that were worse, honestly.
That's so funny, because that makes total sense, because people really like over dramatize everything, and then I'll go get something done and I'll be like, this, you were being ridiculous about this. Like, this doesn't hurt nearly as much.
Like, a part of me was like, oh my God, and part of me was totally traumatized, and part of me detached and went, oh, you know what, that's not that bad.
Was he good at hitting though?
No, he wasn't.
Oh,
he wasn't
that's
great
the
at
thing.
it. I mean, when he made contact and it fucking hurt, but I was like, oh, I always thought, like, if I got punched in the face, my whole skull would shatter. You know what I mean? I always thought if I got punched in the face by
Iron Man punches you in the face.
Yeah,
Rosebud.
I just thought my whole skull would shatter compared to his man fist. But it doesn't. Your skull is pretty hard.
That's the thing about the human body. You're just like, wow. Like, sometimes you can die so easily, but then sometimes you can survive the unimaginable. And you're like, huh, this thing is really built for living, huh?
This is really a self-oiled machine.
Got a body built for living. Well, a lot of people came out on Instagram, including Bieber, to defend Scooter Braun. My girl Demi Lovato did, and I'm reading some posts from that now. She puts, and of course this is in an Instagram story where all adults go to converse. Right. I have dealt with bad people in this industry, and Scooter is not one of them. Meanwhile, she just fucking signed with him, so she needs to lick some ass. He's a good man. Personally, I'm grateful he came into my life when he did. Please stop, quote, dragging people or bullying them. There's enough hate in this world as it is. Then she goes on to say, y'all can come after me all you want, but I'm always, because, you know, Didi's a little hood, but I'm always going to stay loyal to my team. I value loyalty more than most people in this world. And if my name is going to be brought into conversations, I'm going to stand up for myself and the ones on my team. All right. Well, then Scooter's Braun's wife said something, but no one cares about her. And
what did she say? I want to know what she said.
Oh, really? I was like, it didn't even load. Oh, here it goes.
Because I think she was. I heard she was actually the most logical from somebody about it.
Yeah.
Well, what did she say?
You know, she needs to protect her funds.
Right, seriously.
Yael said, I have never been one for a public airing of laundry, but when you attack my husband, here we go. Oh, God, I hate when women start sentences like that. Let's start with Taylor Swift. Whoa. Then let's get the facts straight. Is she 7? You were given the opportunity to own your masters. You passed. I wonder what I'm guessing financially. It was a big financial thing to pass on your masters. That's stupid. You should never pass on your masters if you're listening. Interesting that the man you're so, quote, grossed out by believed in you more than you believe in yourself. Your dad is a shareholder and was notified, and Borchetta personally, he's the owner of Big Machine, told you before this came out. So no, you didn't find out with the world. And girl, who are you to talk about bullying? The world has watched you collect and drop friends like wilted flowers. My husband is anything but a bully. He's spent his life standing up for people and causes he believes in. What, like owning share in Uber?
I mean, Uber is not a great corporation.
Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
You know what, though? Owning a share of Uber, that doesn't have anything to do with the way that he has maintained relationships.
Oh no, and
the
I wasn't even
industry.
knocking Uber. I don't give a shit. I made fun of everyone when they canceled Uber.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying he just has made a lot of great financial moves. I don't really think Scooter Braun philanthropist.
Right. Yeah. I mean, although he does pick up drug-addled artists all the time. Like, he's got a little bit of like a broken toy.
Well, yeah, I definitely think,
fetish.
and I think he has, and there's different kinds of ways of being charitable or philanthropic. It's not always, dusting off a homeless person. Like, it can be things like seeing a young Canadian boy, unknown single mother, and being like, this person has incredible talent, and I have access to the people to make his dreams come true. I think that's a beautiful thing as well.
Right. Yeah. But and by the same token, and what you said earlier, philanthropists, is that really you're profiting off of all of these people, like, massively. So philanthropist?
Well, and also yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he does philanthropic shit. I'm not unaware of it. But
right. But it's like you almost have to when you have that much money. It's like you have to be mentally ill to not do something
to not give
philanthropic.
Some of that away.
The true philanthropic things are people like George Michael, who, publicly during their life, we just know them for having sex through glory holes and in bathhouses. And then when they die, you find out that they've been secretly, sending money to like fans in need anonymously. That's
Holy shit,
true.
did he do that?
Yeah, I watched a documentary on him recently, and I was like, I love this. I mean, I always loved him because he has like a lot of chutzpah, but I was just like, what a good guy. And I gotta say, like, Sean Penn's ridiculous, but he would do shit like that too. And like during Katrina, when he's like rowing a boat, like he really like went out there and tried to help, and that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty great. I was just thinking, like, if a fan hit me up for money, I'd be like, what are you, fucking nuts? Like, I'm
that
not.
happens to me a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'd be like, no.
It's not, it's honestly just like more hurtful than anything, because if someone actually really needed help, but you can tell these, like, there's different things. Like if someone's in a state where they can't get an abortion and you need help accessing that, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd help with that.
But like,
for sure.
if you can't, you fucked up and you can't pay your rent this month, please stop.
Yeah.
So offensive. Do we want
Trying
to
to pay my rent so I can go on a yoga retreat for
pretty much. Do you want to read Bieber's response?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's read Bieber's
This is
response.
Justin Bieber's response on Instagram, and I saw this one in real time. This is how I saw the thing unfolding. Hey Taylor, first of all, I would like to apologize for posting that hurtful Instagram post. I don't know what the initial hurtful one was.
It was like okay, so Taylor posted a FaceTime with Justin and Scooter.
I saw that.
And like two other people who
Uh-huh.
I didn't know who they were. And she was like, here is a picture. She like circled
Scooter
and was like, here is Scooter Braun bullying me at my lowest point in my life.
Okay, I saw that.
I don't know what the context was. It was not a good choice for a photo. There was no video attached that I could see. I was just like, what is going on here? And also, like, if you're gonna post something and act like it's proof, you can't just write the thing that you're accusing somebody of and be like, here's the proof. Like show us actual proof. Mm-hmm. Don't just circle a picture of him.
Yeah.
At his 4th of July party.
Right, because it's like,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah, you were FaceTiming, like you guys know each other. That doesn't mean anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna be a part of call out culture, at least be skilled about it.
It's not like he had his dick out.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't. But like, even if I mean,
even if it's the
this is
guy
like
in the
this
group.
is like you take a picture of Scooter Braun at the Russian baths with his dick out, and you're like, here's a picture of Scooter taking his dick out in front of me at an audition, and it's like, I don't know. I was just like, what is it? Anyway, I just feel like this really kind of turned me off of Taylor Swift entirely. I was just like, this girl's, and her last song, and like how it like made the whole gay rights thing like all about her, and like, yeah, it was just
that
and
one,
nobody knew what the fuck this was. Everybody was just like, wait, what?
I know. I didn't get mad at her for that, because I think it's like I still like Taylor, because I really think she's constantly, she's like, she's just the girl that people pick to attack, because she's like kind of like this, like, she's very white, and I mean, you can't help be acting very white, like she just is, and you're very white, Rosebud.
Yeah.
And, she just is, and it's like we've just chosen like white women to be unlikable right now, and I don't think that's necessarily like just everything about her, and like, so it's like she defends herself, and it's like very tiring as someone who constantly has to defend myself. It's very fucking tiring, and then so sometimes you get sloppy with it, and then it's like you're being pulled in several directions. So it's like she was constantly being shit on for never being political, for never, she has a lot of Southern fans, and for never talking about politics and just staying silent. So then it's like she tries to do the right thing. She tries to get people to vote and like come out, and like pro gay rights, and like she's not doing that the right way. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it was like someone should have fucking looked over that with a fine tooth comb and been like, this is going to be pulled apart. But like, I think her heart was truly in the right place, because she stayed silent for so long and gotten attacked for it so long.
I think she's trying to be a fucking hero.
But she's not. She wanted to stay silent, and she was bullied year after year during the Trump presidency for staying silent.
The people that are like, yeah, and I get that. Like,
during the Trump debates, yeah.
But that was you. If you wanted to stay silent and you wanted to like just do your music, and people were giving you a fucking hard time about that, the response could be, hey, fuckers, I'm not running for office.
Right. Like, it's hard. It's hard when the whole world is attacking you. There was articles being written about it.
I'm not saying
I heard about
it's
it
not
constantly.
hard to be Taylor Swift. I'm just saying she's one of these people that is like constantly like acting like a victim, very attached to her victimhood, and I find that to be a childish and immature stance. And I think the way that, and I think the fact that she went through a blog instead of a lawyer about this.
I need to find this fucking blog. I can't. Can you find it on your phone?
It's like Taylor Speaks or something.
Yeah, I keep clicking the hyperlinks and it won't. So while you're looking for that, I'll read this Justin Bieber response, because I really need to see this Taylor Swift blog. Justin Bieber's response says, "Hey Taylor, first of all, I'd like to apologize for posting that hurtful Instagram post. At the time, I thought it was funny. Well, I mean, we know Justin constantly is making missteps on social media, letting us know that he's Canadian trash. But looking back, it was distasteful and insensitive. I have to be honest, though, it was my caption and post that I screenshotted of Scooter and Kanye that said, 'Taylor Swift, what up?' He didn't have anything to do with it." Oh, I saw that. And it wasn't even a part of the conversation. In all actuality, he was the person who told me not to joke like that. Scooter has had your back since the days you graciously let me open up for you. As the years have passed, ooh, that's interesting. And then now he's more famous than her, but they're still both super famous. As the years have passed, we haven't crossed paths and gotten to communicate our differences, hurts, or frustrations. So for you to take it to social media and to get people to hate on Scooter isn't fair. What were you trying to accomplish by posting that blog? Seems to me like it was to get sympathy. Oh, you are Bieber. You also knew that in posting that, your fans would go and bully Scooter. Anyway, one thing I know is both Scooter and I love you. I feel like the only way to resolve conflict is through communication. So banter back and forth online, I don't believe solves anything. I'm sure Scooter and I would love to talk to you and resolve any conflict, pain, or feelings that need to be addressed. Neither Scooter or I have anything negative to say about you. We truly want the best for you. I usually don't rebuttal things like this, but when you're trying to face someone I love's character, that's crossing a line. Which makes me this whole thing makes me laugh, because it's just like, we're talking, he's kind of criticizing her for handling this publicly, and then he's doing a public rebuttal, and it's just like, you guys all have each other's phone numbers. Yeah. I know you do.
Yeah, that was the other thing, is I was
I know you do.
I'm like Bieber is chiming in, and it's like, everybody's chiming in online, and it's like, but you kind of have to, because when you're that public, you can't just leave it unsaid. So you have to make a
Right.
public statement.
Yeah.
Even though he's speaking to her, he's really speaking to his fans to be like, this is where I actually stand on it. Who knows what the fuck they're talking about? I'm sure they're speaking through lawyers at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a PR pull. Like, it's such a PR trick.
It's very like Kardashian. Yeah.
And the fact that she did that, I was just like, that's so, like, you're too big for that. Like, I was just like, you're too big of a fucking artist for this shit.
You would think, but then there are the cases like the Kesha case where they're really not getting helped privately, because the music business is the one business that I would say is even dirtier than comedy. And that being said, like, you know, artists have notoriously sold have signed really unfair record deals because it's, you know, you're just, we all know how it is when you're trying to make it. You're just grasping at anything. You'll sign anything. You'll do anything. You'll agree to anything.
Yeah.
And then you end up, becoming super famous,
Right.
which is a one in, several million chance.
Right.
And then you don't own your masters. And
This is what she said. She was like, in a Tumblr blog post published June 30th, Swift called to the sale of Braun her worst case scenario. Called the sale to Braun her worst case scenario, and said she had received incessant manipulative bullying from him for years.
Which I believe, just knowing things about Scooter Braun and how he does business.
Yeah, I do believe that he probably manipulative. I wouldn't call it bullying, but I would definitely call it manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they have this way of just like getting in your fucking head, and manipulating you and going, hey, if you do this, it's really great. We fucking love you. Like,
Oh,
you know
he
what I
does
mean?
it with a smile, and then he sets up the world around you to make it unpleasant until you do the thing that he wants.
Right, exactly. So instead, I was given an opportunity to sign back up to Big Machine Records and earn one album back at a time, one for every new one I turned in, because, she said for years she pleaded for a chance to own her work.
Right.
After finding out about the label's transition of ownership when the news went public. Okay, so she goes to earn her album back. So
basically,
one
Scooter
at a
Braun is
time.
trying to buy this company, Big Machine, from the Borchetta dude.
Yeah, so she has to create an album.
Yeah.
She gets one album back for every new one she turns in.
Yeah.
I walked away because I knew once I signed that contract, Big Machine Records founder Scott Borchetta would sell the label, thereby selling me and my future. Okay, that is fucked. I had to make the excruciating choice to leave behind my past. Music I wrote on my bedroom floor, and videos I dreamed up and paid for from the money I earned playing in bars, then clubs, then arenas, then stadiums. I learned about Scooter Braun's purchase of my masters as it was announced to the world, she continued. First of all, it seems like Borchetta is the fucked one here. All I could think about was the incessant manipulative bullying I've received at his hands for years. Braun is the former manager for Kanye West and the current manager for Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato. We all know this. Okay, in her blog, Swift included a screenshot of an Instagram photo Bieber posted in 2016 of himself FaceTiming with West and Braun. Oh, yeah, okay. The caption reads, Taylor Swift, what up?
Yeah, I did see that. Anytime the problem is like these Instagram posts are so forgettable, and then they like blow them up into these really important things. That's why I didn't remember it.
Swift cited this photo as evidence of bullying. See, this is what I'm saying. It was like, Taylor Swift, what up? Okay, bullying after Kim Kardashian orchestrated an illegally recorded snippet of a phone call.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what's the fucking phone call? That's what I'm like, well, what was the phone call about?
Wait, so let's look. Illegal Kim Kardashian, illegal Kanye. I mean, that does sound like something that she would do. Kardashian.
I'm like, how is this bullying?
Well, and because Kim and Taylor hate each other because Kanye and Taylor hate each other.
She also criticized Braun's involvement when West organized a revenge porn music video, which showed a recreation of her naked body.
Yeah. Well, we all remember that.
Yeah.
We talked about that on here, I think, maybe.
I don't think we have.
No? I was like, I remember that. Oh, gosh. There's articles from 2016 about this, including one from fucking Time. Jesus Christ, our world has gone to shit. So in 2016, Kim Kardashian West posted a series of videos to Snapchat on Sunday that appeared to show her husband Kanye West during a phone call with Taylor Swift discussing lyrics referring to Swift in his song Famous. It was the latest salvo in a disagreement over whether Swift consented to a line in the song that West made that bitch famous, but it also raised serious legal questions, a privacy law expert says. So is it that phone call or is there another one? Because
I want to hear the snippet of the phone call.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find it in an email. Time's not going to post it.
I guess it must have been taken down if it was illegal.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure it exists, but it's not. Time is not going to have it on here because then you need to go to a trashier place to get it. Jesus, I feel like we need a whole research team.
I know. Now Scooter has stripped me of my life's work that I wasn't given an opportunity to buy. Essentially, my musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it. This is my worst case scenario. Okay, so it's fucked what's happening. It's absolutely fucked to her. I still maintain my perspective that to go on a blog and talk about it is not the way to handle it professionally. I just don't. I don't think that's the way to do it. I mean, if the situation is so bad that your lawyer can't fucking fix it, there's a chance that it's the music industry as a whole that is the problem.
And I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's the music industry as a whole, because unfortunately, just because you are eager to get famous and get successful and someone presents you with a very unfair deal, especially if you end up becoming famous, which is a shot in the dark, then it really turns out shitty for you. But many artists have these deals. I mean, that was a whole that was a whole problem with the Kesha thing. That's the issue. So it's not only that people weren't believing that she was sexually assaulted. On top of that, Sony was saying that she still had to come through and make another album with Dr. Luke as per her contract, and she's saying, "I'm not going to do that." That was the problem there.
Right.
It's just like, it's like, okay, believe her or don't believe her, but let her out of this fucking thing.
Right.
Because I don't think you're going to be making up an entire sexual assault case to not make an album with someone who you've made successful albums with. Like, that doesn't really add up.
Exactly.
It's not like he was making clunkers.
Right.
It's not like he made Forever with the Spice Girls.
Exactly. And in that case, that is a situation where the problem lies with the assaulter.
Yeah.
And with the music industry. Both.
Yeah.
In this case, to blame the music industry on Scooter Braun is like, I'm just like, you're not seeing the forest through the trees. Scooter Braun may very well be part of the problem.
Yeah, he's making just like really like, it goes against who he says he is publicly, because it's like he's helping all these people, but then like to not even like, it's like, yes, legally he is allowed to do this, but
that doesn't make it right.
It morally, he should have probably made a private deal with Taylor.
Right.
Are my thoughts on it, especially for someone who prides himself so much on taking these young artists and helping them develop and stuff. Like, no one thinks this is a fair deal with the success that Taylor Swift went on to
Absolutely
achieve.
Not a fair deal whatsoever. She got fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I am on her side in terms of owning her music. She has a right to own the music that she fucking created. And the fact that the music industry doesn't support that right is beyond fucked.
I mean,
but
that's how the whole music industry
Scooter Braun.
works. Yeah, because that's how the whole music industry works. So it's like it's really a catch-22, because it's like, yes, you should always own your own music, but it's like when you're starting out, you don't have money to produce albums, and so it's like these people, a lot of mostly older men are putting out a ton of money to make you at least give you a shot at your dreams, and most times they're never seeing a penny, and they're wasting a lot of money, but like the people people who go on to see success like Taylor Swift are the people who are paying for everyone to have a shot at their dreams.
Precisely.
And that's how it financially works out. And it's just like, yeah, it sucks, but we see that so many times. You see it with screenwriters too, you know, selling a movie that goes on to make $400 million for $1 million selling a script.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just like, you know,
And it's like,
what are you
Taylor,
going
if you're
to
going to
do?
write a blog, if you're going to write a blog post about this, come at us with some fucking solutions about how the music industry itself could change.
Right.
Some
And she could
actual
change
solutions.
it.
Yeah.
She could start a fucking record label herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I look at it and I go, that's the part of me that goes, this is the way a child would handle this.
You're right in that. It's like, especially with someone with the money and pull, you can use your money and pull for things other than complaining.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know exactly how her mind is working because it's like, we've all been there. It's like, so you start, and when you're starting, yes, the most important thing is people hearing your art, and then and you being able to become the artist you want to become. And then very quickly you realize how, you know, being in the entertainment business is really a lot like any other job. It's frustrating. It's
You don't know who to
tiring.
trust.
You're stressed out. People are trying to make you be someone you're not. And then eventually, you know, the money is a lot more satisfying because you're like, after all I've been through, I just want to like buy a house and be able to like sit at a pool by myself. And so it's then, I think, you know, quickly money becomes a lot more important to you in the entertainment business than you ever thought it would be.
Yeah. 100%. Because you've sacrificed everything else.
Because you sacrificed everything.
You don't have a family. You
People
don't
like you for the same reasons anymore.
Yeah.
People assume you're rich anyway, even if you're not. And so they're trying to get money from you. And you're like, well, if everyone's trying to get money from me and everyone, you know, it's like, might as well at least have the money. And then also you're getting judged on how you live your life. So it's like, you know, if you show up in shoes that only cost $50 instead of $500, people are shitting on you. So it's like you almost need the money to maintain the lifestyle, to appease the fans that you worked so hard to get to begin with. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
And I was just looking up because I mean, I remember this from 2016, the Kim Kardashian phone call thing. And that was just talking about law, because California always has such different laws than other states. Taylor Swift versus Kim and Kanye has dominated the headlines this week, and I think this is from a long time ago. Many thought Taylor would be able to sue Kim for secretly recording the phone call. Many forgot that Kim has lawyers and that her father was a very good lawyer, aka he helped O.J. Simpson get off scot-free. Under California laws, it is indeed illegal to record a phone conversation without both parties' consent. The loophole is when there is no exception of privacy. Because the call was clearly on speakerphone with numerous people around, Taylor shouldn't have considered it to be private. That's good to know. So if you ever want something to be legally private, don't put it on speakerphone. I didn't know that. Because like even like speakerphone in like a conference call room, like you would think that's assumed to be private, and it's not. So like if someone was like Instagram living or something,
And you're like, hey, you're on speaker.
yeah. I mean, and that's why it's like so important, you know, as far as just like, you know, peer-to-peer morals, to always let someone know if
That
they
you're
are
on speaker.
Yeah.
I have a question unrelated to this at all. It's like not related even a little bit. When somebody watches your Instagram stories, and you see that they watched your Instagram stories, and then you check to see who was watching your Instagram stories again, and their name disappears, what does that mean? Did they take back viewing your Instagram story?
You go back to that same story and they don't appear anymore?
Yeah.
I think just the position changed and you can't see it anymore. If you saw it, if they saw it once, they saw it. Because I mean, obviously there are people who are like stop and stuff, but
Just curious.
I've seen that happen before. People will disappear, but yeah, it'll. And also, I thought that always the people you know and that you follow yourself are at the top, but then sometimes I've found them lower.
Yeah, I
Because there are
usually
so
see
many
them at
people
the
who
top.
are like, most of the people who watch my Instagram stories are people I don't know and I don't follow.
Yeah, it's always the people that I know that are at the top.
Most times, but then I thought the same thing, but then I found others like scooting below.
Also, I need to know.
Yes.
I mean, everyone needs to know this.
Yes.
But like, so when your crush comes up first in the Instagram watches, it's like, are they watching them the most, or are they just the person that you're looking at the most?
I think it's.
I need to know.
It's choice two. Because when you look at someone a lot, the algorithms change so that it's presented more on all social media.
That's fucked. That's mentally.
That's how they keep you
fucked.
addicted to it. You think social media is not working with addiction as well? Of course it is. Everything is. Everything good is working with addiction. McDonald's, Instagram,
I'm fucked. I'm so
porn.
fucked. Porn. Speaking of which, I've been watching porn on my TV.
Is that what's making you less lonely this week?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
truly.
I love that. What a good move. When you live alone, you can watch porn on your TV. Fuck
I watch it
Rosebud.
on my TV.
Yes.
Like a full-grown man.
I love that. Good for you.
And if any of you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am transitioning back into a woman. I am trying to dress like a lady. It's a swing and a miss most days, let me tell you that. But my toes are done. I'm here. I'm at Corinne's. I'm dressed very nicely and I'm working through it. But I am watching porn like a fucking 45-year-old man whose wife left and took everything except the TV. So that's what's making me less lonely this week.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. And I know that my TV blasts right through the wall into my neighbor's apartment and she can hear everything. And I'm just like, yeah, listen, bitch. Listen to all of it.
I love when you do something like that. Like, that's obviously annoying to neighbors, but it's something that will embarrass them to have to talk to you about. So they're probably not going to talk to you about it.
Precisely.
Yes.
I want her to hear every fucking porn I'm watching.
Because she's not getting fucked. Maybe she's masturbating. Maybe you're helping her.
I want her to think that I'm getting fucking gangbanged every night.
Railed that. Oh, God. Well, mine's a little more tame. What's making me less lonely this week is bike shorts.
I thought you were going to be like, books.
No, bike shorts. I just really like, they were hot when I was younger. They made a comeback and I'm so glad. Because shorts are not I'm a pale, thick-thighed 33-year-old woman. I look great naked and I look great in winter clothes. Summer clothes, not really my
you have
thing.
great fucking thighs.
I love bike shorts.
Yeah.
Well, also now I wore shorts to the gym the other day. I'm doing squats. So I'm like, there's muscles there I didn't even know existed there.
Yeah.
Because they finally came out after all my years of hard work. I got enough fat off that the muscles show, and I was like, this is great.
Good for you, bitch.
I just love bike shorts. Because they were original. One of the original high waisted items.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm never gonna have a rock hard stomach. That's just not how I'm built. So it's like it goes up so you can see the belly button peeking out.
Mm-hmm.
It obviously highlights your ass in all the best ways, and then goes down, enough to cover the cellulite, but still show the shape of the thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like one step up from just going out in stockings, and
Yeah.
I am here for it.
I love it.
I love it. I mean, yeah, whenever I leave Harlem, that's the one thing I'm going to miss is the ultimate body positivity, which I mean, you can go just walk around in whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And people will support you like you are in the Victoria's Secret runway show. And I love that.
And by support, she means catcall.
No. Honestly, no, because yes, partly catcall, but also women.
Yeah.
Women, I mean, so it's still women catcalling, but black lesbians are very supportive.
Absolutely.
Very supportive.
Lesbians in general are very supportive.
Well, I feel specifically my hot spot with getting hit on is black lesbians.
Uh-huh.
And probably because, it's just there are multiple reasons. I dress a little bit more flashier. A little too much for white people. This has been since high school because I went to a very racially diverse high school, and it was always people of color who were appreciating my outfits.
I get hit on by lesbians a lot. I don't think there's really a specific, I pretty much across the board. Black, Latin, Asian. Actually, Asian women don't hit on me, but Black, Latin, white, across the board. And when they do, they're very they're just so kind about it. They're like, you know what? If you ever come over, I'll be right here.
Oh, nothing makes you feel better than a cat call from especially a butch lesbian. I mean, holy shit. I love a lesbian cat call or a bisexual woman cat call.
My roommate after Seton moved out was she was a lesbian. She is a lesbian. She didn't change after
she saw Rosebud and she was like, looks like
never
this one
mind.
has a candle.
Yeah, no, so a gay guy moved in when I moved out, and I was like, how's it going with him? And she was like, he's not as hot as you, obviously, and I was like, I love you. I love you, Marley.
Hell
I don't think she's
yes.
listening to this, but she definitely doesn't listen to the podcast. But I love her.
We
She's
miss
the
you,
best.
Marley. All right,
Okay.
guys. Well, yeah. I hope you had a wonderful, I guess, 4th of July weekend. I don't know when we're releasing this. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Hope you had a good life.
nothing matters.
All right. Yeah. And we have a bunch of dates coming up. We are going to be at Just for Laughs in Toronto in September. And then
yeah.
we're going to be at the Rogue Island Comedy Festival in Newport, Rhode Island in October. And obviously, we're still putting together our Me Also band. And you'll get...
Auditions are the 7th.
Yeah. Well, this is
They
going to
would
come
have
out
been
after that.
yesterday, right? When this comes out.
Who knows when this is going to come
Okay.
out? I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. And Rosie's going to be in LA. So
Yeah, I'll be in LA. I'll be opening for Michael Che in Oakland from the 9th through the 11th. And then from the 12th through the 14th in San Francisco, or somewhere around those dates. And also, I'm going to be in LA from the 15th through the 21st.
good time to put together a band. We're fucked.
I know. I'll be in LA from the 15th through the 21st. And then I'll be back in New York for a while, so...
Awesome. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for listening. This is produced by Mike Coscarelli. You can check him out at Mike Coscarelli. And the theme song is by Sarah Dooley. She is at Unruly Dooley. I'm Philanthropy Gal.
And I'm Rosebud Baker.
And yeah, hashtag TLLG tips for anything you want us to talk about. We love you so much. And we will talk to you next Monday.